Hi, this is me, Samantha, and I thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for talk about topics and stuff. So, what we're gonna do is, I like for you to hit the notification button. I also like for you to follow me, hit that notification, hit that subscribe, so we can go ahead and have these beautiful conversations about justice. Okay, now. Before I start, I want to tell you one of my YouTubers talked about a case that Credit Acceptance was being sued for $120 million. Well, I read up on that case, and it's true, but it's not true. What happened was Credit Acceptance was sued, and they won. Somebody won. And then what they did was Credit Acceptance turned around and sued the party that won. So that case, I'm going to monitor that case. That case is kind of interesting. Anybody that knows Credit Acceptance, and I get so many emails from you guys all the time. Credit Acceptance is not a go away type company. They play rough, they play lies, they play ruthless. And if you just so happen to get a car from them, the percentage of you actually paying that car off and the car live to be paid off is less than 1%. So if you get the car, if you get a car from them, and I hear a lot of these people that come on and say, well, I've never had a problem with them. Well, I've never had this. Well, you got to learn how to pay your bills. Okay, keep paying your bills. Keep paying them. If you get out of it alive, you good. But, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to go good in your favor. Okay? Just putting it on out there. Okay. And so today we're going to talk about a hot topic because, one of my cases, the case that I have in the appeal and through the Supreme Court was a black woman. And we talk about black people in criminal justice, including judges. I had my case with Credit Acceptance was with a black judge in Eastern District. She was appointed by Trump in March of 2019 as a district judge. And she's darker than me. And her name is Stephanie Dawkins Davis. And I can tell you right now, when we sit here and we talk about racism as far as white and black, we got to also deal with those who want to be above us, who can't relate to us. They cannot relate to us. I read a report and I did some research that, Clarence Thomas, black man on the Supreme Court, they say he very seldom make a comment about anything, that he refuses to, in fact, he was one of the judges that wanted to strike down affirmative action. And for those of you who don't know what affirmative action is, that was affirmative action was for white colleges to accept us blacks into college. And a lot of people thought that was playing the race card. But you got to realize something, we were given the disadvantage to start off with. Okay, and so that's the reason why. And so now we have a lot of black judges. In Memphis, they have over 20 some, 15 some black judges. Half of them are white. Half of them are black. I'm sorry. And you would think that because we have that level of black judges, that the playing field, now I'm not saying they should have special privileges, but the playing field will be level. Don't work that way. There's a judge in Memphis named Deborah Henderson that sits here and talks to black people like they animals. And she's black. She's black. Don't even respect the 14th Amendment, let alone the Tennessee statutes. How does she stay on board? Because a lot of us don't do our homework when it comes to judges. We don't, when we in a case, we don't read the background of a judge. I keep telling everybody, and I mean this, when you suing somebody or when you get a criminal record and or whatever it is, they go and they do research. They go and hire somebody or they do it themselves to find out all the stuff about you. If it's a civil case, they go find out all them credit card debts you owe, all this that you owe. They look and see how many times you sued somebody. They look at all of that. That is not something and they know more about you coming to the table than you know about them. And a lot of black judges just, as far as coming up, they're to the point where it's hard to tell where discrimination. That's the new discrimination. Because see, if a white judge discriminate against you, that's a case. But when a black judge discriminate against you, that's saying, how can you say it's a discrimination case because y'all are the same color? That's just like, there was a case where this straight man had accused his boss who was gay for, hitting on him. And they were saying, well, how could he hit on you? Y'all the same sex. This is back in the day before, all this stuff started happening. So you got to ask a question. Okay, how do you deal when it's the same race doing the same thing that a white judge would do? They don't know how to deal with that. And most courts will tell you, oh, that's not discrimination. But it is. Just like it is same-sex discrimination, it's same-race discrimination. You actually have some black people that hate being black. They hate it. They hate that color. If they could wash it off, they would do it. They would do it. It's just like, have you noticed when somebody is struggling, athletes, when they struggling, and the black woman has been with them since God knows when. She was down when he was eating Roman noodles and crackers. And she, stood by him. You don't know what they went through. Then all of a sudden, he retired. Michael Jordan did it. Retired. What did he do? He divorced his wife and married a white woman with blonde hair and had kids by. Why is that we have to face, we got a common enemy now. You got to realize this. You got racist people. Not all whites are racist, but you got some in there. But you know where they getting their help from? They're getting it from some of the black people, the black judges, the black police officers, the ones that can't relate to you, the ones that probably grew up in a worse area than you, but now all of a sudden they can't relate to it. All of a sudden it doesn't mean anything. All of a sudden we just, it's like they're like we aliens. And if you think I'm lying, I can tell you some courtrooms to go into. You can go to Memphis. District Court Judge, not District Court Judge, but General Sessions Judge Donald, I forgot his last name, but anyway, his name is Judge Donald. That's what John Donald. He's some kin to Bernice Donald, who's the black lady in the appellate court for the 6th Circuit. He's that. He has been disciplined for talking to people so crazy. It's black man. He talked to him so crazy that they filed a judiciary complaint against him. Okay, he had been denied the ones that came in there their rights. But then when they was about to get on him about that, he turned around and said, you need to protect my 14th Amendment right. Why would they do that? Deborah Henderson is another one. I have repeatedly said that. Deborah Henderson, I wrote a book about it. She is a low down black woman. She talks to black people like it ain't nothing. But then, living in Memphis, you're going to see judges walk up and down the street every day. You're going to see them walk up and down the street every day. there's some nice ones. Judge Higgins, Judge Colbert. They got a black judge. He's a special prosecutor. Lee Coffey. You got a lot of good black judges, but you got them bad apples though. She sits and talks so crazy to people on that bench that the sheriff have to walk her to her car, her secure parking car. See, when you do wrong, when you do not upholding justice, see, you gotta be afraid. You gotta be afraid. But she's voted in now. She's voted in. But this also come about when you don't go and do your homework, not listening to somebody else. I don't listen to somebody else. When I have to vote for somebody, I either don't vote for them or I go and do my homework. I go and listen to them talk. I go and ask them questions. I ask them some questions that I don't hold back because I want to not only see what they're going to say, I want to see the facial of what they're going to say. You have to do that. This is a critical time. This is critical time that you can't just vote for somebody just because of I heard this. You going to hear some stuff about candidates coming and going, especially in the judiciary. Do your homework. Do your homework. Some of the stuff that they do are in public records. All you got to do is go look. The judge in my case that was in Michigan about credit acceptance that should have made a rule. Evidence was there. Pleadings was well plead out. Everything. She basically said I didn't have no case. Even though I showed my receipts, I showed my the title, I showed their contract, I showed the two inconsistent payments. I had affidavits from a lot of people that supported my claim, and she said it was moot. And moot means it didn't have no basis. These are black people that's supposed to be, you would think that would be in our corner, not giving you privilege now, not giving privilege, but would be fair and consistent. I hear so many black people that sit here and say, "Oh, I'd rather get pulled over by a black police officer than a white." But if that black police officer hates you too, then you got another problem. I'm glad we don't hear about black on black crime with a police officer. But see, you got to realize something. When you got people that don't want to be black. They hate being black. They feel like they have arrived because they living in a white neighborhood. They mingling with white people. They go to work with white people. They can't relate to you no more. And they probably grew up eating beans and rice. But they can't relate to this. Everybody beneath, past them has been, crooks, thugs, and rapists. That's why I don't watch certain things on certain channels. Like when you talk about stars. What is it? P-Valley. Okay, yeah, that may be. But I'm tired of us looking at as thoughts and hoes and all of that. You got, let Susie do what she gonna do. But we as black women, we got, we are in a catch-22. Because black men, some black men talk about us, and then you got this. Now, yeah, if you are doing it, and they talking about, yeah. But see, a lot of black men lump all of us into that pot. Not the ones that really nurture our men and care for them and we supportive and stuff like that. No. Or better yet, that we're not trying to go out here and sleep with a whole bunch of people. No. But no, we're just at that point where, you know what, we all thoughts. We all thoughts, hoes, whatever it is. It is what it is. So the next time you feel like you going before a black judge and they gonna be fair, do your homework. Do your homework. Because I can tell you right now, judges stick together. Whether they criminals or not, they stick together. And I promise you, I go down the list. It's some back in the day, it's judges that got impeached and kicked off the bar. This in federal court for doing some small things. But now today, no, they up for grabs. If you notice, a lot of they talked about it in the judiciary bar review with the students in Washington, and they said some of the district courts, and I believe this is in state court too. Some of the district court judges and appellate court judges on stocks and companies, and the same companies that's in district court. So that's a conflict of interest. They got family that work there. Conflict of interest. But if you don't do your homework to find out, you won't know. You got black judges who sit here and treat you worse than anything else. And I can guarantee you, once a judge can mess up your life. A crooked judge can mess up your life. I am a true example of it. A crooked black judge can mess up your life. A racist black judge can mess up your life because the court does not see what they did as being wrong. The court sees it as do nouveau. And what it means is it is right. Oh, it is right. It is right. Their judgment is right. You're going to have to go in there and show whatever, how long, and it takes a while for you to show that now they did this in error. Or they had this in mind. So I thank you guys for listening to me. I thank you for being on the hot topic. And like I said, don't forget, let's go out here and vote. Make your vote count. Please go vote. I cannot stress enough. If these judges, they get in, many of them by election. For state, they are by election. With federal courts, they are appointed for life. Federal district courts are appointed for so long, not for life, but so long. I think it's the appellate and Supreme Court that's appointed for life. And when you sit here and you talk about your vote don't count and stuff, who gets in office determines what kind of judge is going to follow. So you may want to think about that. I thank you guys. I'm out of here. I got homework to do. I got documents to do. And, so I got to go back to work, okay? Thank you guys.